There we go. This is the art on the wall while I wait on my friend to pay for her ticket because she was in the potty. Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, written in 1865, a classic children's tale. Alice falls down a rabbit hole and finds herself in a strange world called Wonderland. She watch a grinning Cheshire cat, a caterpillar, and a Suka, the Mad Hatter, and herself with mirrors. I can actually dive in and do the mirrors, so here we go. One that makes me tall. This is wicked. Up. Hey, the spoon. Blast off to the moon. Picture yourself as an astronaut in a spaceship. Just a little astronaut. Oh, this would be a fun picture. Hang on, you want to take a picture since I'm running? I think so. Gotcha. For the countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. I'm a big kid, right? That counts. You can learn about Uranus. Isn't it gazebo? In 1904, this ornate iron gazebo, boom, is a classic example of Victorian aesthetics. A gazebo is a pavilion structure, sometimes octagonal or turret-shaped, built in a park, garden, or spacious public area to provide shelter and shade. This type of structure dates back to ancient Egyptians. It's a perfect place to take a rest or have a birthday party. This is the other side of the Alice thing. I don't think I got you around and let you see Alice's face. There's our Alice in Wonderland. Aw, so fun, so fun, so fun. She's quite tall in this. This must have been one of the tall cakes. Yep. All right, now we're coming up on The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is a fairy tale written by Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. First published in 1837, the story is of a young mermaid who's willing to give up her life in the sea to become human. Long before the Andersen fairy tale, mermaids appeared in the folklore of cultures worldwide. Sailor and pirate tales like Peter Pan's Pirate Adventure are filled with references to mermaids. Aye, aye, Captain. Drive a remote control pirate ship around the mermaid and take a picture to become a mermaid yourself. I have no idea what they mean with the remote control pirate ship. But here this is, and I will be getting in this for a picture.
That's what I was waiting for.
You knew that was going to happen. Okay, let me try again. There we go.
Wanna see him dancing.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The tale of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was published in 1812 as part of a collection of European folk tales by the Brothers Grimm. Like many of the stories, Snow White had been passed down in the oral tradition for centuries, believed to date as far back as the Middle Ages. This story is of a beautiful princess with skin so fair and pure she was named Snow White. Her beauty angered her stepmother, the evil queen, who ordered a huntsman to take her into the forest to be banished. The huntsman let her go, and she stumbled upon a small cottage, fell asleep, and was awoken by 7 kindly dwarves. The 7 dwarves befriended Snow White, and they lived happily in the cottage until the evil queen discovered where Snow White was hiding. She disguised herself as an old woman and gave Snow White a poisoned apple. Snow White fell unconscious and was put in a glass coffin and watched over by the dwarves until a prince awakened her with a kiss. They lived happily ever after. Guess the names of the 7 dwarves if you are right, and lift the panel to see each one's name. Oh, that's the activity for this. Is she dead? I do believe she is. I do believe so. She's waiting on a kiss, and I am not going to kiss her. I am not going to kiss her. Nope. I'm not going that far with this. There's the little cottage. It's locked up, so kids can't really go into it, but it is locked. But there's a little play cottage here with a couple of dwarves watching over our sleeping Snow White. I'm sure kids have kissed this thing before. I feel like they've done it. Can you name the 7 dwarves? Use the clues for each dwarf and see if you can give the correct answers. Well, this one is easy because there's no panel, so it's sneezy. Huh? Which dwarf is this? Huh? Is this dummy dwarf? I don't know. Is there a dummy dwarf? Dementia dwarf? Confused dwarf? Let's see which one it was. Dopey! Aw, shucks. Bashful. Ding. Say ah, Doc. Zzz. For Sleepy, my spirit animal. For Angry. Grumpy. Just smile for Happy. Got a beautiful mermaid there. Storyland for Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. In the tent, use the blocks to build a wall for Humpty Dumpty to sit on, a castle for you, or anything else that you would like. There are no blocks, and these don't move. So I'm not really sure what the activity is here for the kiddos, but okay, sure. Looks fun. Humpty Dumpty. Storyland Castle is coming up. If I continue straight. This is just a Storyland mermaid stuck out in the water over here. Doesn't really have a book with it. This is the side angle of her. Oh, here's the pirate ships that go with this goes with the Little Mermaid storybook. You have to insert money and then you can play this pirate game, but it doesn't look like it's on, so probably wouldn't work even with money. Okay. Storyland treasure chest. This tree is something because we're coming up on a book. Ah, Peter Pan's Pirate Adventure. Peter Pan, also known as the boy who wouldn't grow up, was created by Scottish novelist and playwright J.M. Barrie. It is the story of a mischievous little boy who can fly and his adventures on the island of Neverland with Wendy Darling and her brothers, the fairy Tinkerbell, the Lost Boys, the Native American Indian Princess Tiger Lily, and the pirate Captain Hook. Climb aboard Captain Hook's ship. Ah, right over here. Climb aboard Captain Hook's ship and join in the fun. Steer the ship and look for the hidden treasure chest. So we can climb in the ship over here. And there's no children over here yet. Of course, as soon as we start having fun, the children will flock, because that's how they work. Oh, that was a little creepy. All right, so now we are in the ship, and we're going to steer it around. Whoa! It doesn't go anywhere. It's anchored very firmly. But we have been aboard Captain Hook's ship today. But I'm disappointed there was no fight with a hook captain. Okay, we are coming into the Storyland Castle. Gorgeous, gorgeous building. And we can go to the right. But the gate is locked over there, so there's really nothing to go over there and do. I did not purchase amusement park tickets. It's really hot. Couldn't really see myself spending much time in the amusement park. Over here we have Rapunzel. Well, actually, we have all kinds of princesses. So you get to dress the princesses. Here's Tiana. Tiana, Snow White. But I don't think Snow White is right, so it's once you get one right, you do not get them all right. Snow White. And then our other one is going to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel. And our princess. Prince guy, Manlyman. Aha, there's one of our Prince. He's got to be, I'm thinking he's the Princess and the Frog. This one is going to be Snow White, I feel like. Yeah, that's got to be Snow White's huntsman. And then we've got Rapunzel's prince who climbed her hair. There's our little Rapunzel brushing her hair. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the silliest boy of all? Ah, you! You're the silliest? You're the silliest?
You just keep walking in circles. Here. This way, buddy. This way.
We have a little guy, a little gnome. And we have a brick path, a stone path over the water. Don't slip or you'll get wet. Slippery one. Gingerbread Man Candyland to play. Spin the wheel, pick your color. Then go to the first block matching your color. To discover the next move, answer the question on back of the candy cane. All right, what color are we going to get? I got to spin this thing. All right, there we go. That's the best I'm going to get. I go on purple. Purple. All right. Lost. One glass slipper. Who lost it? Snow White? No, Cinderella. I knew that. Duh. Cinderella. Skip ahead 8 blocks and land on purple. But I don't want to. Peter Pan has a tiny friend with wings. What's her name? Tinkerbell. I get 4 blocks. I'm still going to my 8. Which excellent character hangs out on a wall? Humpty Dumpty. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually go up to the next purple, but what were Jack and Jill after when they hiked uphill? Pail of water. Ding. Who pretends to be Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother? It was the pig, right? It was the pig. Nope, it was the big bad wolf. I knew that. And the 3 little pigs, which house is the last one standing? It's not the straw. It's not the sticks. It's got to be the bricks. All right. Oh, so technically this is where I was supposed to go. And now I get 4 blocks to the next purple block. 1, 2, 3. We'll be passing Jack and the Beanstalk. What does the giant roar at Jack? This I actually don't recall off the top of my head, but it was something like fee fi fo fum, right? Yep, I smell the blood of an Englishman. This girl falls down a rabbit hole to a magical land. What's her story? Alice in Wonderland. Slow walk 3 blocks to the finish line. Who wins the race, the tortoise or the hare? The tortoise, right? Yep. Hi-ho, hi-ho. How many dwarfs are in Snow White's story? 7. This cow takes a giant leap in space. What does she jump over? Tired of it, he decides to take a nap. And he wins himself into the soup pot, right? No. Climb onto the tortoise's shell and be your own winner. I don't see I guess this is the tortoise shell. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, the mushrooms. Oh, adorable, adorable, adorable. There's a whole little area over that way. Is this the story of Jonah? No, it's the story of Pinocchio and the whale. The story of Pinocchio was written by Italian author Carlo Collodi in 1883. Tells the tale of Pinocchio, a mischievous animated marionette puppet, and his father Geppetto, a poor wood carver. By magic, Pinocchio turns into a real boy. Am I a boy? Am I a boy? Whose nose grows every time he lies, which is a lot, because all boys lie a lot. Along his adventures, he meets a talking cricket, a sly fox, and a huge whale. Adventure into the whale's mouth and try to grab some fish. Whoop, whoop. I don't know where we're gonna grab fish, but I don't know, probably Mother Goose is an imaginary narrator of classic French fairy tales and English nursery rhymes. Mother Goose was a phrase commonly used in France to describe a woman who captivated children with delightful tales. This is believed to be the origins of this beloved storyteller. A few popular stories attributed to Mother Goose are Sleeping Beauty, Little Red Riding Hood, Puss in Boots, and Cinderella. Look up and see Mother Goose keeping watch over all of Storyland. And then we have the Three Little Pigs. Not one, not two, but three. Three little piggies. The Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. Play the part of the wolf. Oh, we have a house of straw over here. Play the part of the wolf. Read the storybook. When you're prompted to say the lines of the wolf, speak into the wolf head. Ask your parent or friend to play the part of the pig. I don't have a parent or a friend here. The Three Little Pigs went out in the world to straw. He was with a straw. On came the Big Bad Wolf. Huff and up, blow the house in. Okay, so he's huffing and puffing over here. We are now in our house of wood. The two little pigs are running in a pot of boiling water in the fireplace. The Big Bad Wolf again. He jumps. Yay. All right, but we haven't come in our whoosh, whoosh. Oh, it's storming. I'm not afraid of the storms because I'm in a brick house. Not like that chintzy wood one over there. I feel like the neighbors are gonna knock on our door every time there's a tornado. The Three Little Pigs is a fable first published in the 1840s. Three little pigs who built three houses. We already read the story. The two pigs run to the brick house, flip the pages of the Three Little Pigs story, and transform your voice by talking through the Big Bad Wolf. I did not see the Big Bad Wolf, unless this is supposed to have been it. Little pig, little pig. Nope, not it. But he did look ridiculous for a second. Ha! All right, what do you say, buddy? You want to be my date tonight? Huh? I mean, of course he's broke. Turn the camera back around. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to scare you like that. Jack and Jill is right here. The slide is right there. I am not my 4-year-old. I am not going down the slide. I'll do a lot of things on my life. That ain't one of them. Oh, that little old lady who had so many kids she didn't know what to do. That's actually, there was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. That was me. She gave them some broth without any bread. She whipped them all soundly and did not do that, I promise, and put them to bed. This was the original entrance to Storyland. All right, we're gonna go this ways. Oh, turn on my fan. I can't pronounce this word. Boudreaux the Zydeco gator. Boudreaux the gator plays an accordion, which is the featured instrument of Zydeco music, a style unique to Louisiana Creoles and native people of Louisiana, mixing gospel, blues, and Afro-Caribbean beats. Boudreaux sits in the middle of a musical forest of playable instruments. Become your own musician and play the flower drum, xylophone, and chimes. Okay? Aha! You are my sunshine. to a schoolhouse. Schoolhouse Rock. There is hand sanitizer outside of it. It is locked. Old King Cole. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. Every fiddler had a fiddle, and a very fine fiddle had he. Oh, there's none so rare as can't compare with King Cole and his fiddlers 3. Climb up his tower and hear the magical notes of his fiddler. We are not climbing up his tower. See how narrow that is? Did you see how wide I am? I will not fit. I would probably fit, but it would probably not be pleasant for me. There's a slide. There's a slide. A little gentleman is going to give us a demonstration of the slide. Up! Up! A girl beat him. Fire! Fire! Jack and the Beanstalk. The story of Jack and the Beanstalk was published as a story of Jack Spriggins and the Enchanted Bean. Jack is a poor boy living with his mother and their cow on a farm. He trades the cow for 3 magic beans and plants them outside of his window. During the night, the magic beans grow into a gigantic beanstalk. He climbs the beanstalk to land high in the clouds, where he encounters a giant and a goose that lays golden eggs. Jack hides from the giant, and the giant says, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." In the end, Jack outsmarts the giant and returns home with all of his gold and all of his bones. And this one is a giant slide, which kids would love. Me would not. So we're not going to go up to that. But the very fun part for kiddos. My boys would be loving this. Especially if we came when it's cooler and not the middle of August. I swear. Puff the Magic Dragon. That's what the slide was that the gentleman so kindly illustrated for us. Puff the Magic Dragon is a song written by Leonard Lipton and Peter Yarrow and was made popular by Peter, Paul, and Mary in 1962. The lyrics tell the story of the ageless dragon Puff and his playmate Jackie. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in the land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whenever they came. Pirate ships would lower their flag when Puff roared out his name. Climb his giant tail and take a ride on the slide. A storybook book. I will never say it right. Anansi the Spider. Anansi the Spider. Anansi the Trickster is a West African folktale character. Anansi. He often takes the shape of a spider and is considered to be the god of all knowledge of stories. He's also one of the most important characters of West African and Caribbean folklore. The Anansi tales are believed to have originated in the Ashanti people in Ghana. The word Anansi is Akan and means simply spider. Anansi stories would become popular through the African diaspora all over the Caribbean and southern U.S. They were not written down but recounted from generation to generation. He is also known as Anansi, Kwaki Anansi, and in the southern U.S., Aunt Nancy. Little Red Riding Hood is a European folk tale relayed by Mother Goose and the Brothers Grimm long before it was first published. Little Red Riding Hood was a folk tale told for centuries. The story involves a young girl wearing a red hooded cape, walking through the forest to bring her sick grandmother food. Along the way, she encounters a wolf who quickly sees an opportunity for a tasty meal and schemes against Little Red Riding Hood. And she doesn't recognize it's a wolf until it's too late. At the window, turn into Little Red Riding Hood or the wolf, and then open the door for a surprise. Do we want to be red or wolf? Choose your character. We're going to be the Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, so we did that. Ah, there's a wolf. Mommy, don't let him eat me. This is the story of Cinderella. And I'm pretty sure we can sit in the pumpkin. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, the night of the ball, Cinderella was left... Oh, no, this is started as halfway in.
Supper this summer. What do you need?
I'm going to get in the pumpkin in a second. Cinderella lived with her wicked stepmother and 2 stepsisters. They were mean to her, making her do all the dirty housework. One day, an invitation to the royal ball arrived. The stepmother and stepsisters began planning what to wear. Too bad you can't go to the ball, they cackled. You have too many chores, and the prince would never dance with a girl like you. The night of the ball, Cinderella was left home alone, but her fairy godmother appeared and told her she was going to the ball. She turned a pumpkin into a coach and Cinderella's rags into a glittering gown. Then came 2 glass slippers. Just be sure to be back before midnight. That's when the magic wears off and everything goes back. When Cinderella entered the ball, her beauty enchanted the prince. They danced all night until she heard the clock strike. She ran from the palace, losing 1 glass slipper. The prince had fallen in love with Cinderella, but didn't know where to find her. He searched across the kingdom for the owner of the slipper. When he came to Cinderella's house, the wicked stepsisters tried to force their big feet into the dainty slipper. When Cinderella tried, her foot was a perfect fit, and she was transformed into a beautiful girl who went to the ball. At last, he'd found his princess. They were married at the palace and lived happily ever after. The end. I doubt it, because she wouldn't have known how to eat any of the food. She wouldn't have had any table manners. That glass slipper is fit for a giant.
She was one big chick.
Apparently.
You could almost stand with both feet in it.
I am not a Cinderella at this park. Right.
Did you see it all?
I do believe this was the last thing I had to see. Cinderella's pumpkin. Thousands of versions of Cinderella are known throughout the world. In the earliest dating to 7 BC, about a Greek slave girl who marries the king of Egypt. The well-known Brothers Grimm version tells the tale of a girl named Ella who lives with her stepmother and stepsisters. She often sleeps by a fire to keep herself warm, which leaves her covered in cinders, causing her stepsisters to nickname her Cinderella. One night, a fairy godmother turns her into a princess, creates a carriage out of a pumpkin, and transforms garden mice into horses to take her to a ball to meet her Prince Charming. Head to your fairy tale ball in the pumpkin and see if her lost slipper will fit you. That lost slipper ain't fitting nobody. Here's the last glimpse of everything, but you're going to have to bear with my huffing and puffing. So as I head back indoors, I'm going to be huffing and puffing. The other side is the botanical garden, and I was correct.